Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to FM Youth Factory. This is episode 34. Today we are up against hashtag United. Yes, the hashtag United, the YouTube footballer founded club that is, still relatively young, founded in like 2016 or something like that. Hashtag United are actually one tier below us, as they are kind of the real life story of what we're doing with a founded club and trying to go through. Of course, not perfect youth facilities or anything along those lines, but just what can happen when people come together to form something and give it life, and see it thrive, as they've already climbed all the way up to the 7th tier after starting in the 10th just back in 2018. So anyway, it's FA Trophy. What round, I'm actually not even sure we're in at the moment, but I do have some squad rotation happening for this game, so let's hope that that drop in our quality doesn't see us drop in our potential here. Sumahora, off the post. Oh, what a beautiful pass. What a great first touch. He drags his defender with him, but he gets around the keeper, tries to squeeze it between the two, does so successfully, but hits the post. Remains goalless. We played half an hour. Look in control. Kamara is one of the ones here that is picking up some minutes at the moment. There's a nice play for Gordon. Great first touch. Finds Sumahoro, and that's deflected out for the corner kick. Gordon's going to step up to take that. Gets that ball in there. They're going to clear it away, but Moreland picks it up for another chance. Hassel with the ball into the box. Cleared away. 4-1 on the shots. We've already got a goal worth of XG just in those 4 attempts, just in one shot on target so far. So we look likely to be getting a goal or two before the end of this thing. Coming back from an offside position meant we couldn't get to that one. Mortland. So Mahoro has to retreat, knowing he's not going to get it. Penrees takes that off the foot of the defender. Blasts his shot a bit too high. You can see how we've been carrying almost all of the momentum here through the first half, even though we've really only had the 5 shot attempts. So not total domination by any means. Now Gordon on a yellow. Sumahoro, and this time beats the keeper a second time around. This time going for that left post once again, and this time getting it just inside that left post for the opener. Very much a deserved one, even though we haven't had a ton of shot attempts. But we've had some pretty good chances coming together when we have managed to get them. 7 shots, 3 on target, 1 goal, 1.09 on the XG to just 0.09 for them. Very much in control, but work still to be done as we head into the second half, especially some tired legs and a yellow card that we might have to deal with here in the second half. Included in that squad rotation, besides Kamara coming in, we also have Kitching in at center back, giving Webb a rest. Ooh, that one's deflected almost in a positive way. That nearly deflected into the goal, but the keeper jumps up, grabs it. Oh, I thought we should have been able to head that away, but instead they're going to get a big chance from close range. That is a huge chance for them. You can see 0.23 on the XG. Surprised it's actually not even more, as they've had all the momentum to start the second half with that one. Well, not really. That's just the one big chance, I guess, because we had had a chance right before that. Berchielli does not hang on to that one. Gordon, great clearance, but we can't get to it. It was 1-on-3. Long ball over the top, onside. Berchielli, after the deflection, grabs that one comfortably. Different half than it was in the first, for sure. They have come out much more aggressive. Gordon Sumahoro, and he's got another again, just inside that left post. 3 shots now to that same space. 2 on target, 1 off the post, and a brace for Sumahoro. Yes, that is what we needed. Great through ball, and Sumahoro just blasts that one with his right leg. He's done one with his left. He's done one with his right. Now we just need a header for the perfect hat trick. And another great save from Berchielli. He is having himself a wonderful day, and still only somehow a 7.0 rating. Whatever. Don't understand how that's not significantly higher. And how it's dropped? Really? How would it drop? He's made 3 good saves. What, because he hasn't faced a ton? Atkins now on a yellow and tired and not having a very good rating. So let's go ahead and bring on Thornhill. Oh, hello, stoppage time. What the heck just happened? We were at the hour mark and all of a sudden, poof! We're in stoppage time. Oh, bad giveaway there. Offside? Yes. Final seconds. Arthur through. Chance blocked. Guy's got no pace. I really need to get him replaced with Thornhill, but Thornhill's slowly working himself into the position. Our last match I played Thornhill in that attacking mid. Every opportunity I can, I'm getting him out there and getting him those chances. Arthur's just not good enough and never will be good enough. Backup-ish, maybe just a little bit. But Gordon, Sumahoro, great game for them. Berchielli in the end does get a 7.5, so that was very deserved. He had an excellent game. Really helped us do what we needed, because even though they only had 3 shots on target, all 3 could have been goals. All 3 very possibly would have been goals against Greg, and we could have lost today 3-2 despite the domination, but we only got 4 shots on target. And really, actually, only 11 shots overall. It was a rather tame game. FA Cup first round possible exit for us as we're facing a tough one. We are at home though, but we've got Barrow FC. And Barrow is currently in the 5th tier National League. Prediction wise, they were predicted to be near the bottom of the league, but they are in form, punching well above their weight at the relative midpoint of the season here. And they're just 12th. They're doing pretty okay in what should be a difficult season for them. So it's a big task ahead of us. They are 2 tiers above us, and while we are starting to punch a bit further up, a little closer to where we were expected to be this season, but of course that was a little bit before a number of players were lost to us, and we really had to get deep down the depth chart. But there is the opener. Moses chips the defender after dribbling past Berchielli, and we trail 1-0, and it's just 2 minutes in and we're already struggling here. That was really poorly defended and shows that weakness within our defense that's absolutely not up to 5th tier level. I think we might have played him onside here. Berchielli makes the big stop. No flag raised, so it is a corner kick. Sabotka, we clear that away, but they're going to get another chance at it. Lewington in a lot of space. Thornhill puts him under pressure, puts it out. Another corner kick. We still haven't played 10 minutes, and they are all over us right now. Atkins clears that away. Again, they're going to get another chance, but again, Atkins makes a solid play there. We have had an attempt at least, so it's not completely one-sided here. Oh, Moses again makes that run through past the defense. This time I thought he might have been a fraction early, but no flag, so another freaking corner kick. They've had a zillion of them already. 20 minutes finally. Thornhill, free kick off the crossbar, upper end of the crossbar, so that was definitely inches away, but close to equalizing. Pretty much against the run of play. Not completely, like I said. We are getting some chances. In fact, it's 3-3 on the attempts. The possession, we are out passing them. We are out heading them. We are out tackling them. And we are out possessing them. 62%. Fouls close to level. A lot of fouls already, but it is nearly halftime now. So Mahoro should have equalized there. And we're going to head to halftime. Almost the better team, really. We fought our way back after they dominated early play, but cannot equalize. A lot of work to do in the second half. We got everybody fired up for the second half without yelling at them, which is nice. Hassel. Can't get that one through, but this arguably offside, maybe. Yes, flag raised. Questionable call, though, from the ref, as, it was the defender who played the ball. Now, that one did not look offside at all, but flag raised again. First one was offside, Sumahoro chasing it down. defender kicks the ball away, and then we get it. I mean, our guy who was offside, did he actually impact the play? He was just chasing it down to get there. Never did get there. Could have been a non-call, but I can also see why it's a call. McFadden, after the switch out, drops it off for Mortland. Finds Atkins inside. Back out to Mortland in a little bit of space here, but 1-on-3 and keeps it well. Finds Atkins. Scrapes the top of the net there with Sumihoro. Just missing. We've now played an hour. Hassel finds Kamara. Kamara playing on that right-hand side today as... it's not McFadden. He's on the left. Gosh, the guy who's been there for years. Bad giveaway. Bad giveaway. Atkins, good recovery, but we can't get it back. Mortland deflects, but still in possession. Over the top for Bradshaw. Looked offside. No call. I don't think it was offside. I want it to be offside because I'm desperate for it to be offside. Otherwise, we have no hope here. Nope. He's behind his defender, the left center back, Hassel. But Hassel was a step higher than his teammates. And Webb, Kamara both played him on side here. Yeah, you can see how he's behind his guy, which is what I saw. It's the other guys that play him on. Not sure there's much else we can do here. We've played well. We've played well, and just little moments, they've been able to outplay us. That early domination. Unlucky on that second goal. Really unlucky on that second goal. Both in the circumstances of the ball ending up with them and then not getting a full reset there. Deflected corner. They haven't dominated. They had not dominated since the early minutes, and then all of a sudden, poof, 2-0, and we're now struggling to affect the game. Linehan Penreese is having a terrible game. Let's go ahead and bring on... I don't... Thornhill's already in. I'd have to bring on Arthur. And then we could switch. There we go. Okay. Subs made. At least getting some minutes for some guys here as we make our FA Cup exit. Thank you, Jones, for not making a game that we've somehow been a better team for a good chunk of. An ugly affair of losing 3-0. Gordon really could have given us a consolation goal there. We've had 10 shots. They've had 14. We have not been massively outplayed. We've certainly not been run off the pitch like we did against, what was it, Bradford? Real Bradford? Bedford? Real Bedford? There you go. The way they massively played us off the pitch a while ago. Like, we're more in this game than that one. But Moses gets here first and then just outruns us simply. Come on, defense, help. A goalkeeper out. Oh, that couldn't have been uglier. Moses. We've got two guys. He outruns both of them to get the ball. Then he outruns Webb a second time to get in on goal. And then ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And then ball in the back of the net. I mean, come on. Playing pinball here with zero help from the defense. And they took a game that we were very much in and turned it into an ugly mess. 2-1 should have been the final score there. The right team won, but we were very much in that game. We were very competitive, and losing 3-0 beyond harsh. We outpossessed them, we outpassed them, we out-tackled, we won majority of the headers. We had 2 clear-cut chances. They had 3. One of those 3 was that third goal right at the end. Total BS, bad defensive play, right? It wasn't that they didn't deserve like what the guy did, just that our defense didn't deserve to be that utter garbage in that moment to make. How many mistakes did they make there? 4, 5 mistakes? 5 opportunities to stop that play and missing all of those chances. Harsh result on the scoreline, but yes, the right team won. out of the FA Cup. 5th tier, a bit too much for us. In fact, we're having enough of a hard time in our own tier at the moment. Playing well, but not necessarily, we're not dominating the league in any stretch of the imagination this season. Hopefully the morale remains high enough after this one. There's going to be a couple guys that need a talking to, so we can get some extra work rate and or determination out of them. Middle of November, and we're still in the FA Trophy, second round. So that competition's still ongoing, but we're starting to shift our focus to the league. And of course, by now, players have made progression. I'm going to start with the U18s. So you got a lot of guys now into the 50s, mid-50s, but Arakunle, the one that I left down in the U18s to get some extra development, as I had, striker, I had a right winger. He's starting to get there. He's up to a 69 on current ability, 70 plus, puts him very much in range to be a starter on the senior team, and he has yet to even get an appearance. Cameron Duncan, meanwhile, 6 appearances off the bench. But he is a 58, so no, not bad. Not bad. Defensive mid, we've got him trained up as that, so you could definitely see that there's been, a few call-ups for some U18s. U21's a bit less for good reasons, because, our best guy is Finn Coots, who just reached a 50, who was 49 less than a week ago. So finally, the first and only one on this list at 50 plus, and this is still very much my weaker group. They're older. These are, generally the guys that went through the U18s, have moved on up to here, but never moved on to the senior squad. Reason being is they just didn't have potential. These are very much our reserve squad, while the U18s are the ones that we're, for the most part, looking at replacing guys in the senior squad at some stage. Somebody like Percival, if he can bring it along, he'd be okay. Hutchings, if he could bring it along, he'd be okay. There is still some potential there. I've absolutely eliminated a lot of players that just were never going to amount to anything. So there is some quality. I mean, these guys can be serviceable replacements, but most of them won't. Most of them won't be major parts of the senior squad. So it's kind of the U18s is my better picking ground. But on the main squad, training ratings continue to be good. Development is rapid for most of these guys. Not necessarily everyone, though, but most of. But we are definitely making progress. I think I had 2 players left in the 80s at the start of this season, current ability-wise. We're at 5 now, where I had maybe 4 guys that were 70s. Some of those have bumped up into the 80s group now, and now there's 4 guys in the 70s. So that's 9 players right there that are 70 plus. Kasango Batumbo is right on the edge. Thornhill coming along a bit. He's had 13 starts, 13 appearances off the bench, so he is making some progress. Wilkinson is making some progress. Kamara is definitely coming along. I think he was low 50s, now 62, so he could absolutely challenge McFadden here at some stage. McFadden has been progressing so slow and playing so terrible. In fact, I think Kamara has been playing better than him of late, from the looks of it. Last five games certainly has. And does have a better rating on the entire year with a 6.87 versus a 6.67. So more and more, Kamara's getting a lot of bench time to get that further development, and very well could be replacing McFadden. And to the point that, I might be willing to actually sell McFadden, if somebody comes in with an offer, because maybe he'll find the right groove with another team and get that rapid development that he has not gotten with us. He clearly has potential. He's only halfway there, and maybe we can get a couple million out of his sale. While for us, he really has never lived up to the potential at all. He's one of the most disappointing players we've had. He's still just 20. Plenty of time. We have an incredibly young squad. Grigg is such an old man at 21. In the US, that would be, he can drink. He's the only one who can. At the start of the season, we had opened with a couple draws and then got a couple wins, but then already had a loss. Taunton is one of the higher placed teams in the league, so too worried about that one, and then a couple more wins, but another loss. By that point, there was some concerns because we were outside of the playoff zone in that early stage. FA Cup first qualified round, we barely squeaked through. We had a 2-2 draw at home before we went and crushed them on the road. And then things started to click a little bit better. We had one draw at the end of the month of September, and then in October, the only hiccup was the Real Bedford 2-0, where they just pummeled us. We beat everybody else every other match all season. 4 non-league games, though. So it was a very, very busy month. But in the league itself, we also did quite well. November has not been quite as good, but the 3-0 loss that we incurred, that was Barrow, that was 2 tiers above us, FA Cup. So the only 2 losses we've had any time recently have been either to the dominant team in our league or in another competition. In the league itself, the one draw that we just had with Salisbury is the only drop points we've had over a 2-month stretch. And if you count slow, we're talking 2.5 months almost. Nice long stretch, lots of victories. Salisbury's one of the top teams in the league, so coming away 1-1 wasn't great, but it actually wasn't as bad as one would think because we were missing some players for that one, missing some key players. But next up for us, Truro City. And there's 2 teams that have really, really been dominating affairs, and Truro City is the second one. And this, of course, is also a direct matchup with our fellow Cornwall club. So, in the league, Atkins, second in the league with 8 yellow cards and on yellow card accumulation suspension for the upcoming match. We also have Wilkinson, who was on a straight red multi-game ban, and he's still going to be missing from the next one. He was missing from that previous one that we drew. Berchielli, 8 shutouts, doing well in that department, especially considering how poor the defense has been in front of him, but he's been solid. Average rating is not us at the top. Usually we have 2 guys on this list. We have no one on the list right now, and it's Real Bedford and Truro City that are dominating that list. So this is a little different. The assists is not us. Goals, Lanahan Penreese is second in the league. When I manage the team, I've got him out on the left wing. When the assistant manager manages the team, he plays him on top. Between the two, he's scored a good number of goals. Gordon does have a good number of player of the matches, though he's not scoring for us in lows. He's not getting a ton of assists either. Even he is finding things a little bit tough, which I suppose makes a bit of sense, considering that Bedford has, 6, 7, 8 players in the 80s. We're starting to get close to that. We've made a lot of progress. I'm really surprised how much progress players have made in the last month and a half. But in the league, we're up to 3rd now. So we're sitting behind those 2 teams that are dominating. Real Bedford, just 6 points ahead of us, though they've got a game in hand. Truro City, same number of games played, just 3 points behind, and we are about to play them head-to-head. We have a chance to come out of that match level on points. We'd have to win by 3 goals to be level on goal differential, but it's a good opportunity for us. And unlike Real Bedford, who just have immense quality, Truro City is just good. So there's at least a chance. Taunton, the one who beat us early on in the season, level on points, just 1 goal behind. We are better at not losing than they are. And then there's Salisbury, who we just drew with. So you can see how and why competitions are close there. Taunton have played an extra game. Salisbury have played an extra game. St. Albans City have all played extra games. And you're starting to see, unlike before, gaps are beginning to open up a little bit. We are nearing the halfway stage. Just a couple matches to go until we get there. The points, the league is starting to stretch out a little bit. I mean, obviously, we are nowhere near that bottom end. Like Cirencester, down in 16th, 18 points. 20 points for Swindon Supermarine, 14th. Then it starts to kind of spread out a little bit. A couple teams in no man's land, but Potter's Bar, there's a jump. There's a 5-point gap between 11th and 12th. So top end of the league, bottom end of the league are definitely separated. There's a couple teams filling that gap in between, but there's a 9-point gap from 11th to 14th. That's a pretty significant gap. As significant as that gap is, there's 8 points between us and Chesham United. 5 points to Maidenhead. But the top 7 are starting to pull away a little bit, but even those gaps are bigger than what they had been before. So slowly but surely, the league is stretching out. But one thing's pretty clear is that Real Bedford's going to be tough to beat. I think we might be headed for promotion playoffs for this season. We may or may not get promoted. Either way, I suppose I wouldn't mind too much. I wouldn't mind spending another year in this division. Pending one key thing. This summer, interest went away when we turned professional. McFadden was the only one who had any interest, and it was minimal. If we can go through January, when the higher divisions have their window, if we can go through January and not lose anyone and not really see much interest, then I wouldn't mind another year developing in this division, getting back to kind of an elite status to those around us so that we can make rapid progress for the next couple of years again. And hopefully long term, while we're in these lower divisions, not garner too much interest in our players now that we're professional. Because when we were semi-pro, the interest was through the roof and we were losing players left and right. And that was what's put us in this position. We had plenty of quality. We could be beating Real Bedford quite easily if we still had 4 or 5 of those 9-10 players that we've lost so far. Even just 4 or 5 of them. I mean, less than half would be fine. And we would be in control of this league. But with the entirety of that group lost, we've lost almost an entire squad. We're now onto our B team, essentially. And our B team's not quite good enough for this level to at least dominate, playing well. But with development, they're getting up there to replace those guys. In a matchup of 2 teams in the top 3, we are taking on Truro City today, 2 Cornish clubs. What can be done here? They have now played 20, we've played 19, and we're still just 3 points behind as they lost at home to Weston-super-Mare a couple of days ago. So they're playing a close back-to-back here. It's Wednesday. They played Sunday. We played Saturday last, and that previous update came after that Saturday match. Wilkinson is back from his suspension, but we are now absent one defensive mid who is out on suspension. That one's deflected out for a corner. This could be a big result at this point in the season. And as just recently noted, the progress within the squad now puts us in a position where we should be favorites on a day such as today. That ball claimed by the goalkeeper. A little too much loft to it. Give him enough time to get up underneath it. Early on, it's all us, but not in an assertive type way. We're not really firmly in control, but the momentum is just about going our direction. Oh, so close there. That was Webb, and it looked like we might have been able to get on the end of that one and redirect it between the frame, but we don't get a touch. That's the only highlight they've had in the first half, and that was not threatening at all. That was a little more threatening as we try to play out and then really give that one away poorly. But we do recover. And then give it away again poorly. Webb. 2 nasty, disgusting giveaways in a short period of time. Not sure how that would have been onside as he was so far behind us by the time he received that ball, but we don't see it. We have no idea for sure, one way or the other, whether he was onside or off, but just based on how far behind us he was, one would question whether that was onside. Either way, we got the block in, and we eventually see it out to halftime after they fought their way back in towards the tail end of the half. So very balanced game. Neither team looking much like scoring, but I'd say there's probably going to be enough to XG that this could be a 1-0 either direction type game by the end. Most of the half, we just about had the advantage, but you can see tail end of the half, they battled back a bit. Despite a goalless draw, which is usually one of those hardest to get your team motivated situations. We do. I got 10 players motivated for this second half, but that is a poor start and fortunately a bad shot attempt. It certainly didn't look much like a cross. Tight angle, he had a guy running behind the defense on that through ball chance on the pullback, but he didn't take it. Did not take it. Now, something I want to try here. For one thing, Thornhill today not working out. He's not doing much of anything for us, so let's go ahead and bring on Davey Arthur. I'm going to try Penrese on top and Sumahoro out on the left. I'm just curious to see what happens there. We do have Wilkinson available, so we can bring him on if it's not working, but that little switch could be the difference. You can see how it helps and hurts the both of them. Just about keeps that one. Orland over the top, line ahead, Penrese. Best chance of the day. Not a great chance, but best chance of the day. We immediately get another chance. Is that helping turn things around? We do have Wilkinson available. Sumahoro just not having a very good day. Let's go ahead and bring on Wilkinson. Arthur does get there. Not on the first touch, but eventually. Hassel, long ball. Too much traffic. Kitching. Could have tried to exploit the space a little bit there, but went backwards with it immediately. Uh-oh. Thank you for missing that one. Applauding his teammate for the great through ball, but he made an absolute meal of it. And we're into stoppage. Now, a draw is not a bad result here when they are ahead of us in the league. A win at home is very much what you want to get, though. We've been just slightly the better team, but very little has happened in this second half. Goalless sounds about right. 3 yellow cards in the defense is worrying. Gordon is exhausted here. Let's go ahead and bring on Kasungo Matumbo for the final minutes. Looked like it was deflected, but it goes out for a goal kick. Went just over. Had so much bend, I thought it had taken a deflection. Apparently it just had that much natural bend on it. Webb clears it away. Not messing around. 20 seconds remain. That would have been well offside, but Bergielli claims it. 4 seconds. Final whistle should be coming any moment. Arthur lays it off. Kasungo Matumbo, Redknapp, loses it. Out for a throw. And that's the final whistle. We share the points today. Not what you want to see, but a lot better than losing, obviously. So we'll have to accept that. It was pretty even. It was pretty balanced. With that result, we're now 1 game away from the halfway point of the season. And I'm happy with third in the league at this stage because we were hovering around 6th, 7th not too long ago. The team has grown in stature significantly. Not stature, not the renown part. Their ability. They've grown in their ability quite a bit here of late. And I think we could absolutely challenge for second. I think Truro City is a team we can come out because we were just about the better team. A little bit more than they were in that game, but like I said, a goalless draw seemed about right. Maybe we were slightly better, but so very slightly, like 51-49 slightly. Give us another half season, how rapidly we have grown, and I think we'll outgrow them as the season goes on. I mean, teams make progress. They're going to make progress, not at our rate. We're professional. We have better training facilities, better coaches, better potential. So it'll get there, and I think we'll outshine them through the second half of the season. Catching Real Bedford, though, seems a mighty tall ask at this stage. So second place might be what we're destined for at the tail end of the season. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.